All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Akadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, salutations to the hopeful elect that's fighting a good fight of faith and truth and sincerity and wholeheartedly. Shalom to the Akwath, which is the women believers. Shalom to you. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So when you read up in this chapter, so this would inspire the video, no expectations of righteousness from the heathen. So when you read this chapter, basically our forefather Ezra is trying to rationalize in his mind, like, why, why the heathen get to rule over us? They wasn't called by your name. They ain't get the law, are they any better than us? So it's because no expectation of righteousness from the heathen. The Lord don't expect no righteousness from the heathen. How can the heathen be judged and they was never given the law? So and of course, this is part of the Lord's movie. The nations, see, the Lord is not a tyrant. Matter of fact, before I even go here, I gotta read this. This is one thing that people need to understand. I returned and I saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches of men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happen to them all. So the heathen can never say that they didn't have a chance to rule. Okay? You can't say that the Lord is unfair. The children that is called by his name, he surnamed us. All right? We only got 40 years of paradise through King Solomon. That's it. And ever since then, this captivity after captivity. We was in Egypt for 430 years, man. Now we over here for over 400 years, the new Egypt. So we just continue to keep going into captivity after captivity because, listen, the Lord created all nations. Yeah, he have a favorite. But everybody got a chance to rule. And guess what? All of y'all touched the apple of the Lord's eye. So when he do bring judgment and y'all got to go into captivity, it's justified. The Lord is fair on all sides. But now let's get back to it. So our forefather Ezra, he was rationalizing his mind like, yeah, man, this is unfair. He basically, I love this book. It's my favorite prophetic book, Second Esdras. And he's asking all the questions that we want to know. And the Lord gave him answers. So in this set of scriptures right here, though, just to prove that the Lord, this is why now Ezra is here today, because remember the scripture said, woe is me, who should deliver me in those days, talking about he saw a vision of the future when all hell's breaking loose. We in this time. So we know that Ezra's here. So the thing is that this set of scriptures right here is just highlighting the fact of this lesson that the Lord don't expect righteousness from the heathen. So it says, in their deeds, then any better that inhabit Babylon, that they should therefore have dominion over Zion. For when I came thither, I can't say the damn word, and had some impieties, which means ungodliness, without number, then my soul saw many evildoers in the 13 years, so that my heart failed me. For I have seen how you suffers them sinning, and has spared wicked doers, and has destroyed your people, and has preserved your enemies, and has not signified. So this is what we all see today, but we have understanding of why it is the way that it is. So at this time, this is like in 550 BC, So this is a long ass time ago, and like 2,500 years ago. No, matter of fact, 2,500 years ago, 2,500 years plus, put it that way, almost 3,000. So the point is that asking these questions, that these are some good questions to ask, because you're like, damn, we supposed to be your people, but we go through the most, and they get to live lavishly. They get to have us in captivity. And it says, I do not remember how this way may be left. Are they then of Babylon better than they of Zion? The answer is no. So the point is that now Ezra, he got the answers. He understand now. Because when you go to chapter 4 and all the way to 16, the Lord answered them. And then 2nd Ezra 7, it goes into, we got to go through that, that path, water on the left, fire on the right. And it's so narrow that only one man can go in and at once. That's talking about the straight gate, So this is literally, I call this, well, if you watch my videos, I always say this is the testing of worthiness. This life is the testing of worthiness. And the blessing that the Lord is going to bless us with, is really worth it. Because like everything in life, you have to work hard for, except for, I'm talking about like when you really want something, like at your job, right? If you want to get to that top position, guess what? You got to be better than everybody else. You got to work harder than everybody else. The boss man got to look at you, be like, he's a good worker, So you're working hard, you're coming early, you're leaving late, all that shit. I don't recommend it. All right. But I'm just saying, if you really want to move up in your job, you got to do things. You got to be recognized. So out of the billion children that the Lord have, billions of children. OK, I'm talking about Israelites. There's billions of us. Out of billions of children of Israelites, he said he only going to pick a remnant. All right. And guess what? Those who are the remnant, it's going to be a certain way. And he's going to take them through the fire. That's the testing of the worthiness. So I do not remember how this way may be left. Are they then of Babylon better than they of Zion? Or is there any other people that know of you besides Israel? And the answer is no. Or what generation have so believed your covenants as Jacob? Nobody else. And yet their reward appeareth not, and their labor have no fruit. For I have gone here and there through the heathen, and see that they flow in wealth, and think not upon your commandments. Weigh thou therefore our wickedness now in the balance, and theirs also that dwell the world, and so shall your name nowhere be found but in Israel. All right. This is another reason why they took out the Apocrypha too. See, the Apocrypha is straightforward, to the point of who the Lord's dealing with. And also it named names. Like when you go into the Maccabees, it named Edomites and it called them the wicked. And it said that wicked increased when they became in power. All right. So, and also the Gentile mystery, because in the time of the Greeks, we got Hellenized and we weren't allowed to call ourselves, Jews and keep the customs, and we went into the way of the heathen. So those Gentiles in the New Testament, it started from the time of the Greeks. That's why the Lord said ain't no difference between the Jew and the Greek. So anyway, it says, or when was it that they which dwell upon the earth have not sinned in your sight? Or what people have so kept your commandments? You should find that Israel by name have kept your precepts, but not the heathen. So basically, the reason why I wanted to make this video is because the Lord don't expect righteousness from the heathen. They wasn't given the law, which also proves that the Lord is not dealing with the heathen, because as you see, the heathen is still ruling right now. They still living lavishly off of our backs. That's why, even though we in the time of America declining, but look at America. This is the melting pot. These nations been coming over here for a long time, generations upon generations, and setting up shop in your neighborhoods and making money off of you with their businesses, which is in the curses. You will have to go to your enemies for one of all things. So, yeah, the heathen come over here, get a slap on the wrist, and we build up this kingdom and we don't benefit from it, So, what's that? Oh, yeah. So the point that I wanted to make, I was going to title actually this lesson after this scripture, but I said, nah, but this is really what sparked the lesson too. So it said, and that servant which knew the Lord's will prepared not himself, neither did according to his will should be beat with many stripes. See, the Lord have given us his word. He gave us the covenant, right? So to whom much is given, much is required. How can he require something of the heathen that they never got? Which also proves that the Lord is not dealing with nobody else. And it says, but he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. Okay? So this is why the heathen, because everybody get judged. The Lord judge every day. But when Jake get judged, they get judged. And it's because, just like I always make this example, your son is out there with other children and they out there being bad, and the police because they say they had a sleepover at your house, and then the police bring them back to your house. But who you going to chastise more? Your own child. Then you're going to call their parents and tell them what they did. You're not concerned about them. All right? Because them is not your children. This is your child right here. All right? So even Amos, out of all the families of the earth you have I known, therefore I will punish you for your iniquity. I don't know them. I don't know the nations. Yeah, I created them, but I don't sup with them. I don't deal with them on a spiritual level. I deal with you, though, and you know better. So now the consequences is going to be harsher. So it said, for unto whomsoever much is given of him shall be much required, and to whom men have committed much of him they will ask the more. All right, so, and then let's just get straight to it, straight to the point. When the Lord came, when Moses came off of Mount Sinai, and he took the book of the covenant and read it in the audience of the people, and they said, all that Yahweh have said, we would do it and be obedient. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people, and behold, the blood of the covenant which Yahweh have made with you concerning all these words. And we broke it. This is why we're in the position that we are in. But the water Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, that we are at the end. And let's get the classic scripture that I don't understand how you can read this scripture right here and just bypass it and act like this scripture don't exist. He showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So yes, also, let's get my favorite. Like the Lord has made it real plain right here. And ye should know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am Yahweh, your power, and none else, and my people should never be ashamed. So just highlighting the fact that the Lord don't require righteousness from the heathen, because he ain't dealing with the heathen. He never dealt with the heathen. He's not going to deal with the heathen until the kingdom of heaven. And I'm going to end it on that. So right now, he's dealing with the children of Israel. And the scripture says that when the righteous are in authority, the people, let's talk about the rest of the heathen, except for Esau, Edom, the people shall rejoice. All right. Because when we are in power, they're going to come and learn our law. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established at the top of the mountains, the number one government, the only government, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. Many people shall go and say, come ye, let us go up to the mountains of Yahweh. Now, this is future prophecy. This is the kingdom of heaven. This haven't happened yet. So all these nations about to come to the mountain of Yahweh, right? To the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways. All right. So he will teach us of his ways. That's what the heathen is saying right here. And it says, and we will walk in his paths, for out of the Zion shall go forth the law and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. Now, the difference between us and them, the Lord is going to write his laws in us. We're going to not be able to go off, but the heathen is. That's why the Lord said we're going to rule them with a rod of iron, because they're not going to get it right. They don't even know the law. They know nothing about the law. So they got to be taught. And that 1,000 year is going to be us ruling with Yahushua over the nations, man. That's in Revelation 20, verse 5 and 6. The blessed is he who take part in the first resurrection. That's the kingdom right there. That's the 1,000 years reigning with Yahushua. And within that 1,000 years, the 2/3 that's going to be destroyed, going to be able to be born back into the kingdom through the elect. All right. So they're going to come back as little children. I don't want to be a ball sack Israelite. I want to make it. I want to see the destruction. I want to be beamed up into a chariot and the Lord put a crown on my head. All right. And it says, and he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and the spears and the pruning hooks. So they're going to take them weapons and making it into agriculture tools. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. So this is when the Israelites are in the land. So the people that's in the land, you don't fulfill prophecy, I'll tell you that. So the point of this video is that the Lord, he don't have no expectation of righteousness from the heathen, because he's not dealing with the heathen in any way, shape, or form. Okay. Now, the Lord can give a heathen a vision. And guess what? When he gave Balaam a vision, he showed him the glory of Israel in the future. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like it was a good. He was like, shit, I wish I was an Israelite. So all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And hopefully this video is edifying and shalom.